So guys, point of view in the Honda Civic Sport of 2024. So yeah, as promised, I had a few comments from people saying to do a point of view, so this is a point of view. And I'm going to just talk you through some of the drive modes, and yeah, just to show you what this is in like a short little sort of 8 to 10 minute video. And yeah, just to let you know, this is the 2-litre petrol with a hybrid system, and I've got this car for a week, so I'm basically just going to be showing you all about it. I'm super excited to kind of bring this to you and to share it to you, and also just to give you an idea if it's yeah, the kind of car you should go for. Yeah, as you can see, glorious sunny day, so perfect to bring the car up. But you can see the drive modes. I'm not too sure how much you're going to see. So this is in eco mode, where the throttle is just slightly lazier, the steering goes lighter, everything's in more efficiency mode, and I have loved wafting around. I've probably done about 100 miles so far in this car. It has felt great, but I'm a little bit more of a sporty driver, so if you move up to say normal, the throttle becomes a little bit firmer, the steering goes a little bit heavier, so everything becomes a little bit more responsive. I've also got Android Auto up on the screen. It's working really well for me, which has really been brilliant. The car feels great. As far as I know, from changing through the modes, and this is with any one of the trim models, you can't change the suspension, so it is fixed on its 18-inch wheels. But it's really good, and visibility is nice, and you know, well, let me know what you think. It's all subjective at the end of the day, and yeah, get involved in the comments. Subscribe as well if you want to see more updates on this, and yeah, check back on previous content on my channel. But yeah, just as like kind of like that pure sort of what's this like in the real world, I've absolutely loved it so far, and obviously I'll have my sort of full summary yeah, to come. But yeah, this is just in its normal mode, so you know, 50 miles an hour. It's nice and easy, but you can also up it to a sport mode, and that just changes everything to a little bit red. The throttle then, I believe it goes a little bit even more sharper. So basically what I mean by that is when you put your foot in, it will just give it a little bit more. We got some cyclists ahead, but what you might have noticed there is it's a bit of artificial noise that comes into play. Quite difficult to overtake here, so I might go a little bit slower. The brakes feel quite good. The car in general feels really tight, and the paddles are not for the gearbox, they're for the electronic sort of like regen braking. We've probably got enough room. This is a good opportunity to show you what it's like. That wasn't full throttle, but yeah, it makes a little bit of noise, makes things a little bit sportier, and it's fun. I've very much enjoyed a few things. The driving position, I'll be honest, because I've spent a bit of time in the Civic Type R, it's amazing how different it is in just a normal Civic. And I've sort of been struggling to get my way, like, just basically the right sort of position for me. Whether it's the seats, I've maybe been a bit too relaxed in this kind of car, and you sort of arm on the armrest and just taking it easy. But swinging it around some of these bends, it's a good fun car, and that's the case whether or not you go for the advanced or the lowest trim model, or for the sports. The sport is more for the aesthetics. This is in a gorgeous colour actually, which you can get on any sort of car. This platinum solar pearl white, which is just incredible. But it hangs on really nice, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And this is in sport mode as well, so you get an idea. Concentrating on the roads, and it's actually a really quick car to get around. It's very responsive, so foot flat to the floor, there you go. It's interesting to know what you guys think of the sound. It's certainly subjective. You do get a bit of tyre noise from the wheels, and I've checked, because it's 18-inch wheels, I believe it's on 235 section, so it's just because the width of the wheels are quite large. It is a heavier car, even though it's front-wheel drive, because of those batteries, and the technology under that engine is absolutely outstanding. Like, I'm going to do a full video on that. I've never had something more technologically advanced, and Honda, I mean, yeah, gee, what an amazing piece of kit. And I think that's the great thing. You've just got the modes on the bottom there, and it's just simple. Let the car kind of understand itself. You do have an individual mode setting, and you can set that up in the infotainment, and that basically allows you to kind of set it up so your own sort of setting. Maybe you want sportier steering and not a strong throttle response. The wheel's quite nice as well, nice yeah, full circle wheel, which is good. I'm getting up to speed with well, quite a few things as well. Yeah, economy wise as well, a few people touched on that. I've tried to reset the trip computer, and I don't know, because if this is a Honda press car, which I have for a week if I hadn't mentioned, I can't seem to reset it. But what I have known is at slow speeds, sort of below 30 miles an hour, this car, it's shown as a current sort of like 60, 65 mpg, which is just incredible. Yeah, and I'm averaging, I'm on for about 440 miles for a tank, but I can go back in there and I'll give you a full update of what it's like. But yeah, basically it is economical. You can get really good range. And yeah, it's super good. You've got loads of assists. I tend to just leave everything on. The car knows better than I do. And actually, just to kind of just cruise around in, I had my friend with me the other day, and like he came from a 2016 Civic. And he said it was quite a big step up in that sort of regard. The paddles, everything feels really, really good. And the quality of the vents as well, that's something, when you touch and feel just some of the buttons, that hasn't really changed for me. Is it the most sportiest, engaging car in the world? No. You know, it's not going to be like that. But for, you know, for everyone's needs, I can relate. You know, the Honda Civic Sport 2024, I really, really do enjoy it. I have enjoyed it. And, you know, if you want to see more updates, you can check back on my sort of like initial kind of collection video, which I've done previously on this car, or future updates as well. I'll give you my full sort of summary as I put even more miles on the car. But yeah, a lot of things are feeling good in the car. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this point of view. We're actually just about to go onto the motorway, so I feel like that's probably a good point to actually show you what it's a little bit like on the motorway, sort of, yeah, getting up to speed on that sort of side. I've been a big fan of the tech. I've been a big fan of the car, the quietness, the refinement. Yes, you do get a bit of road noise from those tyres. And it sort of grips on okay around the corners, but I just think because of that weight and, you know, obviously to improve the comfort on the suspension, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a hard one. I need to spend a bit more time with it to get a bit more of an understanding. I could overtake these cars, and I kind of think I will actually. Just going a little bit too slow for me. Slow for this car. But yeah, as we approach sort of joining the motorway, I love sort of like the touch paddles, like tucking in the mirrors as well. It's got like a real quality like feel of a button to it. We'll look to our right, indicate across, and we'll make our way in. And then you can knock it back down, say into like that eco mode. Everything goes a little bit more sedate, a little bit more easy sort of going, and really, really enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, just as a one car to do everything, it's super cool, and it looks really, really classy as well. I love the way it looks. You know, if you're one of those people kind of like the Polestars, I would generally look at something like this as like that halfway house, because you don't need to plug it in. It's not a plug-in. You don't need to charge it up at the pump. Charge it up all the time. It just runs off that petrol motor. Yeah, it's got like speed limit warnings and every warning going, but that's just in new model cars nowadays, so nothing specific for the Civic. You can turn it all off in the infotainment and have a little play, but that'll come in another review. But yeah, as for now, I hope you've enjoyed this point of view, and let me know in the comments anything more you kind of want to know about the Civic, and just maybe there's something that I'm not noticing as well in this. You know, I feel like it's a really fun car. I love switching between the modes. I love the buttons, love the quality. The seats are great, albeit I'm sort of angling myself to get the right seating position. I've got quite long legs, and I find myself, I even need to be a bit, like I've pulled the steering wheel as close to me as possible, but my arms are still a little bit far away, but I can't really go any further forward because my legs are quite long. I've already got a bent knee, as you might be able to see here. So a little bit on that, but hey, we're all different shapes and sizes, aren't we? Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you found this point of view useful. That engine is something that I've just genuinely never ever experienced before in my life. Just sort of looking under the hood of it, and I'm gonna do a video actually just after I get to my destination, just explaining a little bit about it. And I believe it's something that's going to go in the new Honda Prelude as well. Honda are going to use their technology, so it's a technological masterpiece, which is, you know, a bit of a culture in Japan as well. From my sort of knowledge, it's a very, very, very sort of like intriguing car. and capable in the real world in 2024. But yeah, we're on 3,968 miles. I've done about 100 miles in the car, and I've loved every sort of mile of it so far. And yeah, comments below. Let me know what you think. If there's something you want to know, I should be able to help you out, because I'm still going to have this car when I put up this video as well, this point of view. So yeah, happy to help you out, and happy to give you any sort of impressions to compare it to other manufacturers. A few people mentioned about the Skoda Octavia. I haven't spent as much time in the Skoda, but in terms of size, I believe that's the only car that competes with it in terms of like luggage in the back. This has got so much space in it. No other rivals like the Golf or the Focus kind of come close in terms of like storage and stuff. And yeah, it's a good car. I know it's a little bit more expensive than its rivals, but I feel like you kind of get it. And it's a bigger car. It's a big car, this one. Big to park, but with like the reversing camera and stuff. It's been all good so far. Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, I appreciate all the support and all the new subscribers as well to the channel. And yeah, again, check back on previous content, because I do try to just help out the community as much as I can. And if you can help someone out on this 2024 Honda Civic Sport, or any one of the new Honda Civics from 2022 and onwards, and that would be really, really helpful. And just to touch on price, I had a little check today as I'm filming this. I'm just filming this as we're not too far away from August now, 29th of July from my memory. We are today. I saw a 2022 plate 11,000 mile Civic in white, Civic Sport, and it was about £26,000. I think that's pretty good value actually for what you're getting as in the whole package. I do love my cars sort of like pre-owned, you know, full dealer history, let someone else take the depreciation hit. You know, I'm not gonna, that's my personal preference. Yeah, if you want this car new, go for it new. But there are other alternatives for you if yeah, price is potentially a problem. Or not necessarily a problem, or you want to save some money to, yeah, maybe to take your kids on holiday around the UK or wherever you want to go in this car. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, subscribe, plenty more content to come, and yeah, really do appreciate support. Cheers guys.